City in decent form at the moment in the Championship. They've won 3 of their last 4 matches. And then this bright pink strip, they get us underway, going from right to left as we look at it. Against a West Brom team, Chris Martin, who had Eric Ramsey in charge for the first time on Friday night. They lost 3-2 to Middlesbrough. Very difficult for a head coach to come in and to try and impose a new way of playing at this stage of the season.
Yeah, for sure. I experienced it last season at Bristol Rovers when Inigo Calderon came in right around this time, and unfortunately for us, he wasn't actually able to turn it around, even though, as I told you before the game, he has some very good ideas and is what I think could be a very good manager, but sometimes the timing's a little bit off, and it is very, very difficult once kind of not maybe the rot has set in, so to speak, in a season, to try to then bring the players out of that, give them the confidence and the freedom to go and win games.
Well, Norwich have won a free kick over on the far side, the right, only just inside the West Brom half, but it's a proper Championship night. It's chilly, the rain is swirling into the ground, so I think Kenny McLean may see this as an early opportunity to try and test the resolve of this West Brom team. They've only won 1 of their last 7 matches. It's a free kick out on the right wing. McLean raises both arms in the air. We're in the 2nd minute, and Harry Darling and Rory McConville among those to have gone forward, plus the looming presence of the informed Jovan Makama. It's actually Schwartau who delivers, cleared by West Brom. Fisher picks it up though, and it's turned forward towards Schwartau again on the right hand side. Now Matson's in a good position, charging towards the penalty area, tries to turn it into the box, and it's cleared away. West Brom still had plenty of players back from the previous free kick, and Norwich have had to retreat back over the halfway line in order to gain proper control of the ball. They've gone back to the goalkeeper Kovacevic, and West Brom in their traditional colours, the dark blue and white striped shirts, white shorts and dark blue socks. They're pressing Norwich now. Let's go back towards the goalkeeper with Crescenti. He might have sold the keeper short here. Kovacevic has to come out and rush the ball out of play, and it took a flick off Karlan Grant and went out of play. But on a night like this with the rain falling, Chris, you've got to be absolutely certain with those back passes, haven't you?
Yeah, not the sort of back pass the keeper wants to be receiving there early on in the game, but fortunately for Norwich, they just got away with that one.
Yeah, Kovacevic is a goalkeeper who doesn't mind come off his line quickly, and he had to there. Spring it, trying to make inroads on the right hand side, but the ball's bounced out of play for a throw in to West Brom. Just to confirm the way Norwich are lining up, it is, as we thought, Schwartau in the number 10 position behind the informed Jovan Makama. Poor touch at the back there from one of the West Brom defenders, and they've hoisted it across their own penalty area and given it away to Ali Ahmed in the box. Ahmed is then tackled, and the ball goes behind for a corner. Well, we saw some unconvincing defending from Ben Crescenti a moment ago. That was even more so from West Brom, wasn't it?
Yeah, both teams started slightly nervously at the back and not quite under control, so I think there's definitely going to be opportunities here.
Already watching Eric Ramsey, the West Brom head coach. We're high above the technical areas here on the gantry, and he was crouched down there for a moment. Seems to be one of those modern head coaches who goes through every emotion with the team. Philippe Clement watching, black baseball cap on, as Ali Ahmed whips a corner in towards the far post. It's headed away. It's going to run for Tony Springett though in space on the right hand side. Chance to put the ball back into the penalty area. Does, but it's really well blocked and bounces out of play for a throw in. We were talking to Phil before the game, Chris, about the lack of goals in this Norwich team this season other than Makama. Schwartau's got 2 this season, Darling's got 1. No other league goals out there on the pitch for Norwich tonight. That is a concern at this time of the season, isn't it?
For sure, yeah. When you read that stat out, I wasn't actually aware of it, and it did raise my eyebrows, so to speak. So yeah, obviously the season that Norwich have had so far, you wouldn't expect that there's going to be a whole host of goals just based off of where they are in the table and the results that they've had, but if they are wanting to climb the table and be successful in the second part of the season, definitely need goals.
Yeah, as there speaks a striker, and they love scoring goals, but it can't all be down to the centre forwards. Other players have to chip in as well. Ali Ahmed causing problems there for West Brom and winning a throw in off Isaac Price. It's been a bit of a tense start from West Brom under new management. On Friday night they didn't get off to a particularly good start. They were 2-0 down to Middlesbrough, but stormed back to make it 2-2 before conceding a very late winner. Harry Darling with another difficult back pass for Kovacevic to deal with, but the Norwich keeper does just that, plays it short to McConville, and now it's Crescenti on the left hand side for Norwich City, who will try and head towards the halfway line. Plays it short to Ahmed, who made his debut on Saturday and set up a goal inside the opening 10 minutes. McConville pushes the pass to McLean. Now Fisher back to McLean, quickly from McLean along the right wing for Springett to chase. I think this one's got too much on it. Charlie Taylor across, singing out of play for a throw in. The passing seems a bit off at the moment, doesn't it? Perhaps conditions are a little difficult down there.
Yeah, for sure. I think the wet surface, it will be. There's a bit of rain in the air, and it's not always easy to get a hold of that ball, especially early on in the game when there's still the the nerves of not wanting to make a glaringly obvious mistake at this point.
5 minutes in, Norwich City drawing 0-0 here with West Brom, which is away form recently has really picked up. Beaten QPR, they won at Wrexham, decent points as well away at Sheffield United and at Preston under Philippe Clement. One of the reasons why they are now just a couple of points from safety, although still in the relegation zone, so there's still an awful lot of hard work for Norwich to do over these final 19 games of the season. Ball headed forward there by Darling, McCarmer up to compete for it, picked up by Charlie Taylor though, one of the West Brom back three. West Brom not really knowing how to use the ball though, and Norwich have soon got it back with Pelle Madsen. And now Crescenny coming forward on the left hand side. Ahmed comes out wide to the touchline, takes possession now, deep inside West Brom territory. The Canadian international, slight figure on the left wing, tries to play it inside to Schwartau, who shields the ball nicely, plays it back towards the halfway line now, and Harry Darling laid off to Madsen. Madsen looking for McLean, quickly out to the left hand side again, and Ahmed, who has given Norwich a different dimension coming into the game, the side over the last couple of games, and he puts his body on the line there and forces the ball into the penalty area, but the goalkeeper Josh Griffiths comes to get it, bowls it out, and it remains West Bromwich Albion 0, Norwich City 0. And Schwartau has won the ball back for Norwich on the edge of the West Brom penalty area here, couldn't quite find the pass, and then it goes for a throw in. They look really jittery, West Brom, don't they?
They do, yeah. I think Norwich have started well here. They're keeping the pressure on, they seem to be pressing well, and West Brom really don't seem to have many options in terms of trying to play through that press, and they're finding themselves playing some very risky balls into midfield, which are being out by the midfielders.
Philippe Clement is a canny operator, a very experienced head coach. He said to Rob in the press conference he'd been watching a bit of Minnesota and the sort of football that Eric Ramsey likes to play, and he will have come up with a game plan, especially with West Brom just in the opening week really of getting used to life under their new head coach. Ali Ahmed's ball inside is a loose one, it's been picked up by West Brom, now a chance for them to break with Karlan Grant, but Pelle Madsen has taken the ball off him, all hens up there, he then loses possession, commits a foul, and it's a free kick to West Brom. They take it quickly and now perhaps try to get themselves going on the front foot for the first time in this game with the Northern Ireland international Isaac Price on the right hand side. He's gone back towards the halfway line and Chris Mepham, and now it's Charlie Taylor on halfway. Played out towards the left hand side now, and Samuel Illing Jr. And now West Brom for the first time really, it's taken 7.5 minutes for the home side, getting a decent touch of the ball, but it's a poor touch inside in the end from Illing Jr. Kenny McLean is there to break it up, and Norwich have possession back with McLean halfway inside his own half, but it's an ambitious ball up towards the halfway line. You saw that one swirling, caught up in the wind. Isaac Price intercepted it, but just wanted too much time on the ball. Norwich stole it back with Ali Ahmed. You can see down below us there Philippe Clement just with his palms facing down, quite clearly urging calm, telling his team just to not get dragged into a scrap here, to stick to the plan that they were given before the game. 0-0 on BBC Radio Norfolk. Here's Ben Crescenny, the Norwich left back, can't see a route forward, and West Brom looking quite compact already, almost set up like the away team here, allowing Norwich to have possession around the halfway line. And now Madsen plays it back to Harry Darling. Now West Brom push up, and Norwich have to play the ball back towards Kovacevic. Plays it out to the right back Kellen Fisher. Fisher's instinct is to set off infield, plays it up towards McCarmer, beaten to it there by the defender Phillips, and it bounces through to Kovacevic. 0-0, 8.5 minutes gone. Great to have Chris Martin with us for the first time. What have you made of it so far?
I think Norwich have made a decent start. I like the start that both McLean and Madsen have made in the middle. I think they have been calm in possession. I know there was one wayward kind of diagonal ball that McLean played there, but I think they've also been very good out of possession and kept pressure on the West Brom midfield and able to nick it a few times. I think that seems to be a key area that I think if they're able to take advantage of, that it could lead to some opportunities.
Schwartau just dispossessed by Bielik, the West Brom captain in the midfield. And that allows the Baggies to have it and played upfield. Darling wins the first touch, then Schwartau goes looking for it, but he just crowded out of it there. Has some help from McCarmer. West Brom eventually do have possession of the ball back, with Nat Phillips at the back there, former Liverpool player. And it's now Taylor for West Brom, plays it back to goalkeeper Griffiths, who clears the ball up towards the halfway line. McConville with a sensible header down to the feet of Pelle Madsen. And Norwich City can come forward now, attacking the goal away to our left. Kovacevic has got the Norwich fans behind him in this first half. 800 or so Canaries fans making this midweek trip to the Black Country. 0-0. McConville again for Norwich City on halfway, bringing the ball carefully forward, being allowed to have it there by West Brom. And now Norwich do thread it up towards Schwartau. He's tackled as he gets used to life in that number 10 role for Norwich City. Loose pass from West Brom, and then Price makes a complete mess of it, and it's been picked up by Maatsen. He drags it across here towards Ali Ahmed. Koscielny arriving on the overlap on the left wing for Norwich City. Again, just wanted a bit too much time on the ball, but he's managed to win it again, having seemingly lost it. Koscielny, can he make the most of his opportunity now to cross? No, it's charged down. Poor clearance from Josh Maja. Norwich have won it back again. West Brom are just giving Norwich every opportunity here to get at them, because they are really clumsy in possession at the moment. Here comes McConville through the midfield for Norwich, gives it to Schwartau 25 yards out, tries to find McCarmer in the penalty area. It's scrambled away by West Brom. That jittery, nervy start from the home side continues. It's just about whether Norwich can find the quality, string a couple of decent passes together to make them work. You can already sense inside the Hawthorns, 10 minutes into the second game under a new manager, and you can feel the mood amongst the home fans here is not great.
Yeah, they seem a bit restless already. I'm guessing from previous games that they probably had a similar experience, but for a new manager, it's not nice to be hearing that kind of discontent, I think, in the crowd.
Ipswich 1, Bristol City 0. Elsewhere in the Championship this evening, it's the Norwich fans who you can hear now with a rousing rendition of On the Ball City. But here come West Brom for the first time in a while. Illing Jr. on the left-hand side, coming forward. Plays it out wide towards the left-hand side. Opportunity here for West Brom to get it. Norwich spring it back, defending well. Now it goes for a throw-in. Mikey Johnston on that left-hand side getting involved in the game. Coventry have taken the lead against Millwall, and it's their recent signing, Romain Essa, who's scored the goal against his former club there. He's got him on loan from Crystal Palace. Coventry come to Norwich, come to Carrow Road on Monday night in the next game. You can hear live with us on BBC Radio Norfolk for the Canaries at least. Here's Johnston on the left-hand side for West Brom, finding Illing Jr. Terrific challenge. Comes in from Springett. He wants the throw in, but it's gone West Brom's way. Illing Jr. takes it, finds Johnston. He's going to play the ball early into the penalty area. Awkward for McConville, but the Norwich defender does get there and then prevents the ball from reaching Karlan Grant and clears the ball upfield. A bit aimless though, but it was just a case of clearing the lines, and you can see Philip Clement on the side of the pitch here now, just waving his team up the field. Doesn't want them sitting too deep. Isaac Price chips the ball towards the edge of the Norwich box. McConville nonchalantly nods it back to his goalkeeper. 12 minutes in, West Brom 0, Norwich City 0. For all that West Brom have looked jittery so far, Chris Martin, that they've got Mikey Johnston. No one's got more assists in the Championship this season. Josh Maja is a experienced Championship striker. Karlan Grant as well. Norwich can't rest on their laurels, and they're being boxed in a little bit here. We'll get Chris's take on that in a moment, but Norwich have passed the ball up here towards Ali Ahmed. He's being fouled, and it's a free kick. What do you make of the strengths of this West Brom team?
They certainly have the names that have had success previously in the Championship. I know this season probably hasn't been theirs so far, but they've definitely got quality. I think Johnson is a key player for them, even in that little passage of play there, just his sharpness to go and receive the ball. Awkward for defenders. He's in between those lines, and he's just got that 2 or 3 yards burst that he can get away from people and shift his feet really well. And I think Norwich are going to have to keep a close eye on him if they're to be successful tonight.
First yellow card of the game, Callum Styles in the West Brom midfield, chopping down Kenny McLean when he was in full flight. McLean's picked himself up and gets on with it. Styles, a player I've certainly seen play wide before, former Barnsley player, but a central midfielder at the moment. West Brom do have a number of options missing in that area of the pitch. He's a Hungarian international, Callum Styles, plays in the central midfield for his country. Callum Styles has got a Hungarian grandmother, that's why he's able to play at international level for that team. Here comes Maatsen for Norwich City, trying to come forward, cut out there by the West Brom defence, and he's back on halfway now with the Canaries and with Harry Darling. 0-0, 13.5 minutes gone on what's rapidly becoming a cold and filthy, horrible night here at West Bromwich Albion, with the rain falling and the wind making it swirl around inside the ground. Koscielny playing it forward, can't find a teammate, and when West Brom clear it as far as the halfway line, Pelle Maatsen picks it up and plays it back to Rory McConville. 0-0. Haven't really had a clear-cut chance in the game yet for either side. Koscielny to Maatsen. Maatsen on halfway.
I'd just like to see the Norwich players there just make a bit more of an effort to get in behind. I think when the central midfielders have got the ball, everything just seems a bit congested, and West Brom were able to shuffle over and kind of snuff it out quite easily. I think I'd like to see Schwartau make a few more runs beyond the striker and just try and stretch West Brom's backline.
Yeah, certainly this formation that Eric Ramsey is employing for West Brom, the 3 centre-backs and then 4 in front, it gets very, very congested, doesn't it, in that West Brom half. And although Norwich are having plenty of joy up until that final third, really not a lot of space for them in the attacking part of the pitch. The West Brom defence have it. Eric Ramsey certainly seems to be a manager who's keen for his defenders